Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I am doing My Team of Files in the Anime Part 2, which is Sinnoh, Unova, and Kalos. Then I'll do Part 3 for Alola and Galar, because if I did the last 5, this would be a crazy long video, and I don't want you guys, and you might get bored, so we're only doing 3 regions today. So, let's get started. So if you remember last time, we finished in the Hoenn region. We had just finished the league. And if you want to see my teams, you can obviously see in the gray square. But if you want to see which region each one was in, but you can probably guess, just go watch part 1 so you can see how they got on my team when they got to their final evolution, or didn't evolve, talking about Heracross and Sableye, and like all the gyms. And you can make fun of me for not remembering some of the some of the gyms in Johto. But anyways, let's get started. So, we would arrive in Twinleaf Town and we would meet Dawn and Barry, who are students of Professor Oak. Barry had been there for a long time and he got a Piplup a pretty long time ago, and he had already evolved into a Prinplup, and Dawn was a new trainer that was working for Professor Rowan, so she only had a Piplup. So they took us to Sand Gem Town, where we met Professor Rowan and we got our Pokedex and Pokeballs. And then on our way to Jubilife City, we found and caught a Starly. And then nothing much changed in Jubilife City, or nothing happened. And then we went into this cave that led to Orberg City, and we found a Gibble. I know I don't think there's actually one in that cave. I think it's after the second gym, but whatever, this is mine. Well, I get to do what I want to do. So, arriving in Orberg City, we would go down to the Orberg mine to try and find Vork, and we would find this hurt Shinx in an abandoned part of the mine. We would pick up the Shinx and take it to Nurse Joy, who would heal up the Shinx, and then the Shinx would want to join our team, so yay, 4th Pokemon acquired. So now it was time for the first gym, the Rock Gym. The 3 Pokemon I decided to use were going to be Gibble, Bulbasaur, and Starly. I was pretty confident in Gibble and Bulbasaur, and I didn't want Jinx to go into battle right after being healed, and Starly was probably my strongest sinnoh Pokemon right now, being the first one I've caught. So, yeah. He led with Geodude, and I was able to... sorry. So he led with Geodude, and I took it down with Gibble's Dig. Next up was Onyx, who I took down with some digs again, but then Cranidos took me down with the Head Smash. But then I brought in Bulbasaur and took it out with a Solar Beam. So yeah, first gym badge acquired. So this is going to be breaking the rules of only catching sinnoh Pokemon, but I promise it'll change. We went back into the cave where we found Gibble and found an unknown. I know it's from Johto, but I promise it'll change. I just wanted to use one because it's kind of cool. Then Nurse Joy would give us an egg for saving Shinx. And then we would be training where both our Starly and Shinx evolved into Staravia and Luxio. Then our egg ended up hatching into a Riolu. I bet a lot of you saw that coming, the egg evolving into Riolu. Sounds familiar. So, then we made our way to Floroma Town, and we had fun there. And then we went into the Eterna Forest, where we found the gym leader, Gardenia. And then we went in, and then she showed us to Eterna City, where we got to battle her as a gym leader for the gym badge. I think it's the forest badge. But before, we had to go heal. She led with a Turtwig, and I led with Unknown. I was able to take it down with a couple of hidden powers, but then when her Cherubi came in, it took me down with a Solar Beam. I then next up brought in Staravia, who was able to take it down with the wing attack, and then Staravia was also able to take it out of her Roserade, getting me the forest badge. Then making my way to her home city, my Gibble evolved into a Gabite. Yay! But then after Gabite evolved, I had to go back to Eterna City because I got into a really bad battle with a lot of my Pokemon going down. So we went there and we healed up our Pokemon. And then I had a deep connection with Unknown by this point, and it said it, and I knew it didn't want to battle. So we released it, and Gardenia gave us her extra Turtwig. So then we made our way through Hearthome City, and Fantina was gone. So we made our way to Maylene Town. Yep, you can make fun of me for not remembering Maylene's town city, yeah. So, yeah, and we got ready for our battle with Maylene. Our Luxio was able to take out her Meditite and Machoke, but when her Lucario came in, Lucario came in, Luxio just couldn't handle it. Next up, I brought in my Turtwig to try and see how it could do in battle, but it went down to Lucario. So I just decided to end it with Gabite, but you were gonna thought I was gonna use Staravia, ha. So now we have the Cobble Badge. Then making our way back to our home city to see if Fantina was there. Nope. So now we had to go to Pastoria City to battle Crasher Wake. But hooray, our Turtwig ended up evolving into a Grottle. And now we are ready for our battle with Crasher Wake. He led with a Quagsire, who we easily took down with some Razor Leafs. Oh yeah, we led with Grottle. And then when his Gyarados came in, I switched into Luxio. He easily took it down. And then when his Floatzel came in, Luxio almost took it down, but just couldn't. So next up, I brought in my Bulbasaur, who was able to take it down, and I got the Gym Badge. And now we went back to her home city, and we could finally challenge Fantina. But on our way there, not only did our Luxio evolve into a Luxray, our Riolu evolved into a Lucario, and we had a battle with Barry in front of the Heart Home Gym where Staravia evolved into Staraptor. Haha, look at that. Now we were ready for our battle with Fantina. We led with Gabite, who was able to take down our Gengar, but Gabite also took down our Mismagius. And I thought I was going to have a clean sweep with Gabite, but Drifblim was just too much. So next up, I brought in Luxray, who was able to take it down with a Crunch, getting us the Relic Badge. Next up, we made our way to Canalave City to battle Byron, who was Rorik's dad. And then we got ready for our battle. But Byron would watch us have a battle with Rorik to see if we were worthy. So Rorik had a better team for a battle. He actually had a Golem, an Onix, and a Rampardos. Then he just had Geodude, Onix, and Cranidos for battle. So we easily took down Golem with his Lucario, and we also took down his Onix. But when his Rampardos came in, we couldn't handle it. I tried using Staraptor's Close Combat, but it went down. And finally, I brought in Grottle. And if you're wondering, no, this isn't a Nuzlocke, because it's not a game. And Grottle was able to take it down, but then after the battle, it ended up evolving into a Torterra. So that's neat. Now learning Earthquake, we were ready to challenge the gym. Byron led with Bronzor, we led with Staraptor, who was able to take it down with close combat. Staraptor's close combat did do some damage to his Steelix, but ultimately went down to Rock Slide. Then next up, I brought in Lucario, who was able to take him down with an Aura Sphere, and Lucario almost took down Bastiodon, but it hung on with Sturdy and took us out with Earthquake. But no problem, I just brought in Torterra and took it out with an Earthquake of our own, getting us the Mind Badge. We then made our way to Snowpoint City to get ready for our battle with Candace, and we were ready. Her first Pokemon was Sneasel, which we took down with Luxray's Wild Charge. Then when our Medicham came in, we took it out with a Brave Bird. When our Abomasnow came in, I tried chipping away with Close Combat, but Abomasnow survived and hit with an Ice Punch. I just came back in with Luxray and took it out with Wild Charge. Then in came our Frostlass. I kept doing it with Luxray and I hit it with Crunch, but Frostlass survived and we got taken down. But then I brought in Lucario and they were able to take him down with a Metal Claw, getting us the Icicle Badge, not the Iceberg. Then on our way to Sunyshore City, we tried getting our Gabite to evolve into a Garchomp, but it just didn't work. So we just challenged him. His first Pokemon was Jolteon, which we easily took down with Torterra's Earthquake. Then when our Ambipom came in, I switched into Staraptor. He was able to take it down. And finally was his Electivire. Staraptor tried chipping away with Close Combat, but it got taken down by a Thunderbolt. I then next up brought in Lucario to try and take it down, which failed. But next in I brought in Gabite to try and get the win. But then it hit us with a powerful Giga Impact, and I thought Gabite would go down. And I didn't want to have only a Gabite at the league, because if there was another powerful Dragon Pokemon, Gabite couldn't handle it. But then at that moment, Gabite evolved into Garchomp. And then Garchomp now had the power to take down Electivire, and we got the Beacon Badge. Then we made our way to Lily of the Valley Island for the league. We easily made our way through the league with this powerful team, and then we also ended up defeating Barry in the top 8. Dawn didn't compete. She was more of those beauty pageant people. I think that's beauty pageant. So then, we were in the top 4, and our team got taken down by Tobias. Because even though we did take down his Garchomp, even though our team was able to defeat his Darkrai and his Latios, next up he had his third Pokemon was Articuno, and our last Pokemon was Garchomp. So you can guess how that went. Garchomp went down. So yeah, Garchomp was the last Pokemon we used in this league, but he did end up almost taking down Articuno, but it hit an Ice Beam, and we went down. Alright, sending all our Sinnoh Pokemon back to Kanto, and saying goodbye to them, and talking and meeting our Pokemon again that either competed with us in the Kanto League, the Indigo League, the Johto League, or the Hoenn League. We then made our way to Unova. Arriving in Unova, we met Professor Juniper, who gave us our Unova Pokedex and Pokeballs, and walking around, we would see a Tepig, which we would immediately catch. Tepig was an awesome Pokemon, and after learning it was a fire type, once we evolved it, it would probably remind us of Arcanine, because Arcanine was our only fire type, so catching Tepig would be a good member to the team. Then walking around the town again, we would end up finding a Purloin who was trying to steal stuff. We would catch it, and this Purloin would take a liking to us. We would then arrive in Striaton City ready for a battle. We would first have to battle Chili's Panseer, which we would take down with our Purloin. And then when we had to battle Cress's Pampor, we would take it down with Bulbasaur. And then our Tepig was able to take down Silence Pansage, getting us the Trio Badge. Next up, we were walking around the Dream Yard, and we ended up catching a Snivy. Apparently, the Snivy was causing havoc around the Dream Yard, so then this random miner gave us a Drillbur. And now you might be thinking, but Chase, what about Pidove, the early bird Pokemon? We would find Pidove. I wanted to try and troll you and see if you guys actually thought I wouldn't be catching one. Ha! And then on our way to Lenora Town, yes, make fun of me, yeah. Our Tepig would evolve into a Pignite. And apparently we caught the strongest Pidove in their flock because it evolved into a Tranquil pretty fast. And our Pignite was easily able to beat Lenora with some arm thrusts. Then making our way to Castelia City, our Purloin would evolve into a Liepard. And our Pignite and Tranquil would make quick work of Berg. We would then be making our way to Nimbasa City, and so far everything had been going well. And it would go well again, because Drillbur would get some easy wins against us. And our team was honestly probably pretty good so far, and I feel like we were evolving really fast. And our Snivy evolved into a Servine. Okay, so after our Snivy evolved into a Servine, we were ready for our gym battle with Elisa. She would lead with Emolga, which we easily took down with Liepard, but then when her Zebstrika came in, I tried chipping away with Liepard, but it went down. I then brought in Pignite, who was able to take it down along with her Dynamo, getting us the Bull Badge. We then made our way to Driftville City, where Tranquil evolved into a female Unpheasant. Our Drillbur also evolved into an Excadrill. And then, after doing all the legendary stuff, all the legendary Pokemon stuff, Landorus, Thundurus, and Tornadus, I think it's Landorus, Thundurus, and Tornadus. I don't know if it's... I think it's Tornadus. Sorry if it's not Tornadus. But whatever. Now we were ready for a gym battle with Clay. We led with Servine, who was able to take out his Crocorock and Palpitoad, but when his Excadrill came in, Servine couldn't handle it. I brought in Pignite to try and take advantage of it being part Steel type, but it didn't work. But then we brought in our Excadrill and was able to get the Quick Badge against him. Then on our way to Mistralton City to get ready for our battle with Skyla, our Servine evolved into a Serperior, so yay! So, then we were ready for our battle with Skyla. We led with Excadrill, and we were able to take down her Swanna with Rock Tomb. I don't remember the rest of her team. I think she had a Skarmory, maybe. But yeah, we would win and get the Gym Badge. Then making our way to Icirus City, we would give our Pignite an Everstone. So it would stay as a Pignite, because I don't like Emboar. Yeah! So, now in Icirus City, we would get ready for a battle with Bryce, which Pignite would just absolutely demolish. Even if Pignite fainted, I'm pretty sure Excadrill could easily clean up. So we got the freeze badge. Now we were in Opelucid City, and apparently Drayden just wanted to have a one-on-one with his Druddigon and against my Serperior. My Serperior had a new Dragon Tail, so I kind of just easily swept the floor, getting us the Legend Badge. So making quick work of the gym leaders, we moved on to the Unova League, and we are ready for a battle against the trainers in the league. Our team kind of easily swept through the first part of the league, but then when it came to the top 8, we were up against this trainer, Cameron. And we did wipe it pretty well with his team, and then in came his Lucario. I had my Serperior out at the time, and I just decided that if Serperior went down, I would just bring it on Pheasants, because only my Liepard and Excadrill were fainted. So my Serperior had a tough battle with Lucario, but it got taken down by an Aura Sphere. But I brought in my Unpheasant, who was able to take it down with an Air Slash. Winning Cameron, I realized that my team needed to train up more. And then in the next battle, the person led with the Hydreigon. I didn't lead with Serperior to ultimately get taken down. I led with Liepard. I tried using some Dark Pulses and Shadow Balls, but Hydreigon just could tank those and went down. Next up, I brought in Unpheasant to try and have an aerial battle with it, but its Aerial Ace almost took out Hydreigon, but then it hit us with a Thunderbolt. Excadrill was able to come in and take out Hydreigon with a Metal Claw. But then next up, they had a Emboar. And I was like, oh god. But and Emboar was able to take out Excadrill, Pignite, and of course Serperior and Bulbasaur. Because of, you know why, they're grass types. And Emboar being the evolution of Pignite. 1 minute. Sorry about that. But yeah, after losing in the top 4 twice, I was kind of sad, and I took a break from Pokemon. I still was by the Unova League, but I just kind of took a rest with my Pokemon. They all fought really hard, but there was just that one trainer that was stronger, just like the Sinnoh League. And I was kind of biased that guy had an Articuno. If I still had my Luxray in, I honestly would have made it to the finale. But his Darkrai and Latios were just too strong. So then I decided to continue my journey, as apparently there were still 3 of the regions I hadn't explored. I sent my Pignite, Liepard, Unpheasant, Serperior, and Excadrill all away, and I went to Kalos. Look at all those Pokemon in the box. Sweet. So this is the final one of the episode. You know what? Actually, I might have enough time for... No. Never mind. I'm just doing Kalos. So, Kalos, we arrive in Kalos in Lumio City, and we meet Professor Sycamore. He gives us the Kalos Pokedex, Pokeballs, yeah. And then he says after we get the bug badge from Viola in Santaloon City, we should come back as he'll have a prize for us. We're walking around Lumio City, and we end up finding this Pokemon that our Pokedex says is called a Fletchling. To continue the early bird Pokemon, we catch it. And then finally, we also find a Froakie that had been watching us. And we catch the Froakie. Now on our way to Santaloon City, we would find a Vanillite as our first ice type. Look, I know Vanillite is from Unova. I just want it, okay? It's so cute, and I already have and it's in my top 6, but I only have top 5, and I'm not taking out the Bulbasaur. Yeah. So, I would catch the Vanillite because I want it, and I don't really want to have a different ice Pokemon. Yeah. So, then we would catch Vanillite, and with our ice moves from Vanillite and flying moves from Fletchling, we would easily defeat Viola. Making our way back to Lumio City, Fletchling would evolve into a Fletchinder, learning Flame Charge. And then we would see Professor Sycamore, who said that he had a fossil for us. He actually let us choose between 3 Kalos Pokemon, Clauncher, Tyrunt, and Skidoo. We chose Tyrunt, 1, because it's a dragon type. Wow. And 2, because it's a rock type and we haven't had a rock type yet. On our way to, now having Tyrunts, we made our way to Salash City for the Cliff Badge. And while training, our Frogadier, or our Froakie evolved into a Frogadier. Man, I'm crazy today. So with the help of our Frogadier's water moves, we easily got the Cliff Badge. Arriving in Geosenge Town, we would meet this trainer called Karina, who apparently isn't a trainer. They're the gym leader of Shalor City, the second gym leader. And yay, we were walking around Geosenge Town, and we ended up finding a Hawlucha. And if you didn't know, I love Hawlucha. After arriving home from my journey, I watched this Hawlucha tournament that was awesome. And not in real life, I'm just pretending like I did. But I still love Hawlucha all the best. Now having Hawlucha, we made our way to, what was it called? Solar City, where Hawlucha and Fletchling easily get the Cliff Badge. And not Cliff Badge, Rumble Badge. We're then making our way to Coumarine City, and our Vanillite evolves into a Vanillish. So that's no mercy for those flowers and plants. They get frozen, burned, or chopped up by air. So yeah, now having the plant badge, we have to make our way back to Lumio City, where we have to go into the Prism Tower. Nice. But on our way there, our Fletchinder evolves into a Talonflame, and I think you know what's coming. Frogadier evolves into Greninja. I bet a lot of you thought it was Tyrants, huh? So yeah, now with this team, we are ready to challenge Clement. I'll actually do the team this time. He would lead with Emolga, so our Tyrant would easily take that down. But then when his Magneton came in, Talonflame would make quick work of that. And our Hawlucha would make quick work of Heliolisk, getting us the Voltage Badge. We now have to make our way to Laver City to have a battle with Valerie. And our Tyrants would evolve into a Tyrantrum. Hooray! So, now having Tyrantrum, I wanted to use it in the gym until I figured out it was Fairy type. And I was like, Fairy type? What? What's a Fairy type? But I learned after a little bit. And I learned its weaknesses, that we didn't have any ones that were strong, but we had 2 that were weak. So, now, continuing on to, the gym, we were kind of scared as we didn't have anything good against it. Unlike the other gyms, because for Viola, we had a fire or a flying type and an ice type. For Grant, we had a water type. For Karina, we had a flying type. For what's his name, Ramos, we had an ice type, a flying type, and even we had a rock type for Clemens, but we still won anyway. And now we were ready. She led with was it Spritzy? I think it was Spritzy. And our Talonflame had learned Steel Wing from Swellow and Staraptor, as I had taught them both Steel Wing. And just from Swellow. And Talonflame took down her Spritzy. Next up was Mr. Mime, which we also took down. And finally was her Sylveon, which I took down with Talonflame as well, getting me the Fairy Badge. Now I had to make my way to, Anastar City, where I'd figure out about Chase Greninja. Yeah, those black things with the side with the red thunderbolt. Make those dark brown. Pretend that's dark brown, my hair color. So, yeah. Figuring about this bond evolution, I think it's called, we would easily use it to wipe the floor with Olympia, using our Tyrantrum in the double battle as well. Also, I want to talk about something. In Hoenn, there's Tate and Liza who have a double battle, Psychic type, 7th gym. Olympia, Psychic type, double battle, 7th gym. See a little something right there? Alright. Now making our way to... Oh yeah, and our Vanilla evolved into a Vanilluxe. I forgot to mention that. Now making our way to the Snowbell City, we went into our battle. And Greninja absolutely crushed it, getting us the Iceberg badge. Now we were qualified for the Kalos League. The Kalos League went kind of fast because of our powerful team, and then after our quarterfinal battle, we had to go up against this trainer called Sawyer in the semifinals. I decided to spend the rest of the night with Sawyer and kind of talk about stuff. We kind of talked about similarities and differences and how we got our Pokemon here. And then we were ready. Our battle went kind of slow, but it was because our Pokemon were just kept on pushing each other. If one pushed harder, the other one would push back. If they pushed us super far, we would just come flying back. Obviously, some of our Pokemon can't fly, but we would just come pushing back. And our Halicha would probably be the MVP. But ultimately, our last two Pokemon in the game would be his last Pokemon would be his Mega Sceptile, and my last Pokemon would be Tyrantrum and Greninja. I hadn't used Greninja in battle yet. I had just taken down his second to last Pokemon with Tyrantrum. But his Mega Sceptile did a lot of damage to Tyrantrum. I'm surprised they didn't show off Tyrantrum's size in the league. I feel like Ash having a dragon type like Gible or like a powerful... He should have had a more powerful dragon like Tyrantrum. Like not just Gible. Gible's bad. I like Gible though. But honestly, I feel like there should have been a trainer with like a Tyrantrum. I wanted to see how Ash would use Tyrantrum's big size to his advantage. But whatever. Anyways, yeah, we would defeat Sawyer, even though our Tyrantrum would go down. Chase Greninja would be able to get the win, leaving us up against Delon. Now, in this timeline, our team would... all of our Pokemon would go down, and for somehow Tyrantrum and Greninja were the last ones again. But Bisharp and Tyrantrum would end up tying, leaving my Greninja and his Charizard. My Greninja would come in against his Charizard, and he Mega Evolved, and I Bond Evolved. into Chase Greninja. And then when the Blast Burn Water Shuriken thing happened, my Greninja would be better because it has me inside it, not a 10-year-old. Well, technically, like, I don't know, like 2013, maybe? I don't know. But whatever, I would push harder because I was mad that I went into the for Sinnoh and Unova. I kept on getting top 4, so now I was in the top 2 and I didn't want to lose. So our Greninja would pull through with Giant's Water Shuriken thingy, and we would defeat his Charizard. Meaning now we were the Kalos League champion, not the champion of Kalos. Kalos League champion and champion of Kalos are different. We would have to beat the Elite Four, but we're not doing no Elite Four. So, yeah, this would be our team. We would send our Kalos champion back, and this is Alola. If you're wondering why there's 2 extra squares, it's because I calculated how many Z crystals there are, but that's for another video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.